conference
Bon dia a tothom, benvinguts a la roda de premsa del
of
tècnic del futbol.
SC Barcelona head coach Xavi Hernández.
Comencem amb el torn de
We'll begin
Marc.
with Mark Brown from Barça TV.
Bona tarda.
It says good afternoon. Tomorrow, a team
que no sé si veus alguns canvis respecte al que feia Marcelo.
visits the Camp Nou that hasn't lost a match away from home so far this season.
Tot el que ha tingut de temporada.
Have you got any ideas of changes that you're going to make?
Crec que serà un
This is,
rival molt
yeah,
difícil,
we expect a very difficult opposition, a very intense opposition, very aggressive in
tras pèrdua, molt agressiu,
recovering the ball,
alta, Valverde,
very aggressive in the high press. Valverde is a coach that's one of the most aggressive coaches.
voldran treure la pilota al nostre camp, partim amb molta
We need
intensitat.
to, they're going to try and move the ball into our half. They work really hard tactically. Valverde, I think he's a person I hold in very high esteem as a coach and a person. I think he'll make it difficult for us. It'll be a match that'll be very different to the one we had against Villarreal, and an intensity that will mark the match. It'll be a complicated, difficult match tomorrow.
Què tal, Xavi? Hola. Salmó en directe a Catalunya Informació. Dèiem l'altre dia, parlant de canviar la dinàmica, ara s'ha de fer bo contra l'Atlètic de Bilbao. La idea que tens en ment és donar continuïtat a l'11 que...
You talked the other day about changing the dynamic. Now you go against Athletic Bilbao. Do you think you'll make some changes? He says, no, we'll make some changes because the players are tired. There's some knocks. There are players that are better than others. But yes, we'll make some changes, yes.
Sí, la idea sí, clar, a molts m'agradaria donar-los aquesta continuïtat.
I'd like to have that continuity that they deserve, but there are little niggles, there are players that are tired, and we want that the team is at 100%, especially because it's going to be such an intense match tomorrow.
Dembélé va ser suplent contra el
She
Villarreal.
says Dembélé was
Com canvia la manera de jugar i d'atacar quan hi és
on the bench against Villarreal. What do you make of Dembélé? This is no, the idea is the same. We need to work hard on the wing. Ferran and Ansu push into the area. They play one-on-one. He's got talent that we haven't got a lot of in the squad like him. He works well on the wing. He maybe loses more balls, but he's a player that tries. He's a player that makes a difference on one-on-one. And every time he loses the ball, I oblige him to play the one-on-one, but especially in the final third, not in our half. We'll vary the idea a bit, but each player is different. Rafinha, Ferran, Ansu, and Usman. The idea is that they can dribble, they run forward, they cross, they work at the wing. It's different, but he'll continue to be an important player.
Hola Xavi, ¿qué tal? Santi Valle, Cadena Ser. Te hemos escuchado varias veces decir que ves más a Frenkie de Jong de
So we've heard more that you say Frenkie de Jong is attacking forward more than a defensive midfielder.
¿Cuál crees que tiene que pulir o qué valoras tú en un pivote?
What do you value in a defensive midfielder that would be ideal? Because Frenkie de Jong is obviously not your ideal, and you see him as a centre midfielder, which depends on the potential that he's got. He's very good in defence, but he could be better in attack. He could get forward into the area. He could play the last pass. He could make a difference in the offence, in the attack. It was a free play the other day, and he interpreted it really well and played really well. Playing inside, playing as a defensive midfielder is something that's important for the team. For me, Frenkie is a player that I like. I like the potential that he's got and that way of playing football. He needs to feel comfortable and happy. I've spoken with him. He's got football works better for him when he enjoys it, and that's when he plays better. So we need to try and get him out there, both as a attacking midfielder or defensive midfielder. But wherever he plays, he is an important player.
¿En cuánto se parece el equipo que jugó el otro día contra el Villarreal, sobre todo la primera parte?
What difference did you see in the match against Villarreal, especially in the first half, compared to what you expect from the team this season. Yeah, in a lot of moments this season, we've played great matches, had great moments, played great first half, second half. We played a first half well and second half not so well, or the reverse. But if you do an analysis of how the team is, they've been very well. They've competed well against all the other teams, including when the results not been great. We've had the personality, kept hold of the ball, been intense, and we're playing the football that we want. In reality, perfection doesn't exist, but we need to try and reach a level of perfection, both in the game and the results, which quite often don't go together or aren't comparison. Xavi had a guard of honor. Monday he wore the Copa trophy from Pedri. How do you see the project of Barça, the youngsters, Xavi, Pedri, and the comparisons made between them and Iniesta?
Bueno, darle la enhorabuena a Gavi, ya se lo hemos dado dentro del vestuario.
I want to congratulate Xavi in the dressing room and publicly. He deserves it. He's an extraordinary player. He's also very unique in his way of playing. He's very, very strong in defense, and then in attack he sees everything. He works between the lines well. He gets forward into the area. He can score goals. He's 18 years old, and so he's marvelous.
A lo que jugábamos nosotros, tanto Pedri como Gavi, pero cada uno tiene
the way that
su personalidad.
Pedri and Xavi play, but each of them has their own character, their personality, their career. Yeah, they've got a present and a future that is very extraordinary, Pedri and Xavi. For me, they're two guarantees of success in the squad.
Hola, mister. ¿Qué tal? Alejandro Segura en directo para Radio Marca. Hemos visto últimamente a Marcos Alonso jugar más de central que de lateral.
So he's asking about Marcos Alonso playing as a centre-back rather than as a full-back. We've seen him playing as a carrilero. What do you think about Marcos Alonso? Also, you've got some of the circumstances because of the injuries that you've got, but how he played the other day alongside Jules Koundé, for example. He says, I'm not discovering anything. The physical profile is important. He wins one-on-ones. He recovers quickly. He gets back quick. He chooses really well to distribute the ball. He's left-footed, which is important for us to have a natural-footed, left-footed centre-back. He distributes the ball well. He's aggressive enough in the one-on-ones. He's aware of the line of defence. He's got a lot of things that Thor has put him in that position, and he's played really well. He's playing extraordinarily for not being a centre-back in that position.
Buenas tardes.
Valverde conoce muy bien el Barça. ¿Eso para ti significa una complicación a la hora de saber que él puede contrarrestarlo mejor?
Valverde knows Barça really well. Could that complicate things for you, knowing how he could? Do you think his departure wasn't fair because he had success upon success? He says, yeah. We evaluate it well. The atmosphere I'm not getting involved in, but the coach, as Valverde, that was at Barça, and the coach that is Valverde, I think he was a spectacular coach. What's more, never missed an opportunity. He always went out professionally. They put on a good performance. He's an extraordinary person, and he did excellent work here in Barcelona. From the doors inside of the footballers and the professionals, it was great. I'm not going to get involved in the other debates. But for me, it was excellent.
Laura Brugués, de TV3. L'altre dia contra el Villarreal, l'Ansu Fati va ser titular.
Ansu Fati was in the starting 11 against Villarreal. Do you have a plan that he's fully recovered from his injuries? Is the idea that Ansu Fati could be on the wing as a starting? He said, I've not got starting 11s or substitutions. He says, we've got 25 football players that work between themselves to be important players in Barça. And we bring various ones to the matches depending on their level of fitness and how fresh they are. He says everyone has to feel important, because everyone has to feel useful. Ansu, obviously, is a player that can make differences. And he has made differences. He's still important to us.
Hola, Xavi, Albert Roger de Relevo. Et volia preguntar per Pablo Torre.
Asking now about Pablo Torre. It's a month ago since he last played. He played for the reserves. Says, are you satisfied with his situation? Says, no, I'd like him to play more, obviously. The other day I wanted to play him, get him some minutes, and we considered it. But situations with niggles and physical ability, trying to avoid injuries. The changes we made were sort of obligated to make during the 3-0. He says he plays and training really well. I'm very happy with him, logically, with the competition we've got in the squad. He says we need to put out other players in that position. It's difficult for him, it's a difficult situation, but it's a thing of patience. He's training really well, he's a great professional, and his moment will arrive. This is after the matches against Inter Madrid. He says you received a lot of messages of support. He says, do you receive those after the good results against Villarreal? He says, no, there's always tension here. This is Barça. You need to be very competitive. You need to win. There are very high expectations this season. We need to keep going. Yeah, we played really well. It was a great match against Villarreal, against a great opposition. We consider them to be a great team. But tomorrow there's another one. It's a great team, which is athletic. They're going to be intense, very physical, and they're going to complicate things for us. So we need to win tomorrow again and create these feelings that we've created against Villarreal.
Àlex Maria Franquet, pel diari El Correo. Volia preguntar-te, un equip precisament que deies ara tan físic com l'Atlètic, a quines coses diferents t'obliga a treballar?
So he's saying a team as physical as Athletic, what changes do you have to make? He says, so the tactics, it's different than against Villarreal. The tactics they put out are completely different. But we focus on us, on how we attack, how we defend. That's why tomorrow, knowing how physical they are and how difficult they'll be, we will make changes because of the way the calendar is. We've got players with niggles that are tired, that will make our evaluation of the team and try and make it as difficult for them as we can, attacking the best way possible. Today we had a video about how we can attack and defend against them, and we'll do the best we can to win the match tomorrow.
Hola, Xavi, Jordi Gil de l'Esport.
Hola.
Després de la insòlita situació de l'altre dia amb la xiulada del Piqué, com has vist?
After the other day, the situation with Piqué, how is he? Says Gerard's well. He's upbeat, he's happy, he's joined the group. He says, I made it clear the other day what I think of him, what he's giving to the team, to the group. He's part of the system and he's ready to play. He went out and had some minutes the other day. He's doing well, he's focused, and I think he's doing well.
Javier Gascón.
Hola, Xavi, Javier Gascón de Mundo Deportivo.
Hola.
Mañana viene con el Athletic Íñigo Martínez, que es un...
Íñigo Martínez is coming tomorrow.
Who's
a centre-back who's made things difficult. What do you like about this player? Says, well, Athletic have great centre-backs. Joai is a great player, Vivian and Inigo as well. He's an international player with very strong ability. He gets the ball out of the area well. He's got a really good character, and it's not just him. All of Athletic, the defenders are strong, the midfielders get up really high. They're very intense. It'll be a difficult opposition, not just the defence and Inigo.
Joan Domènech del periòdico. Amb l'índex de titularitats, si no vaig equivocat, Pedri seria el tercer després de Ter Stegen i Lewandowski.
So he's talking about the players that have been in the starting 11. Pedri's been third behind Ter Stegen and Lewandowski. Is it hard to rest players? He says, I try to rest as many as I can, but it's a player that the way I want to play is fundamental because he understands the concepts that we want, when to attack, when to slow down. He's very mature for his 19 years old. He's important into our strategy. Yes, I try and rest him, and they don't want to rest because they're players, but we try. This year is very compact and difficult, and we'll try and rest him so he's 100%.
Respecte a com Lewandowski se relaciona amb els seus companys,
so he's talking about
6 partits en els que ha fet
Lewandowski.
Només 2 hi havia
6 matches he scored more than a goal.
Pels números que es relaciona millor o agrada tenir com a mínim un extrem que sigui més combinatiu en plan Ferran, Ansu o Memphis. Això ho noteu vosaltres, ell us ho demana, com ho veus?
So he's asking about the rotations of the wingers. Everyone scores goals because he's a goal scorer. He says he generates a lot of goals himself. The goal he scored was an assist for Ansu, but it was a great goal and he almost created it himself. He's a spectacular player and we all know that. Whether it's Rafinha, Dembele, Memphis, Ferran, he says he plays well with whoever he's playing and we don't have to worry about that.
¿Qué tal, Xavi? Buena tarde.
Buena tarde.
Adrián Ragas para el 10 del Barça. Hay una frase que dice que el fútbol es un estado de ánimo, ¿no?
There's a phrase that says football is a state of motivation. So it seems that Ferran, after the goal in the Bernabeu, is a bit more upbeat, is giving some more confidence. That would make sense. We've seen Ferran a bit more inspired. Do you think that could help him get back into the dynamic? So yeah, of course. It's very obvious.
Incluso a un portero que puede ser decisivo en un penalti parado, ¿no? Pero los puntas viven del gol, ¿no?
Even a goalkeeper can make a difference in a penalty shootout, but the forwards makes a difference when they score. The confidence can go down if they go several matches without scoring. And for Ferran, these 2 matches have been really good for him. In the Bernabeu because of his goal, and then the other day he played a really good team match. He doesn't stop working. We really evaluate him very highly because of the work he does, the pressure that he puts on, the opportunities he creates, and we see him as a very high-level player, whether he scores or not.
Hola Xavi, buena tarde. Nacho Jiménez de Más que Pelotas. Tras regresar de lesión, hemos visto a Koundé de central.
He says Koundé has returned from injury, and we've played him as a centre-back when earlier in the season you played him as a right-back.
En esa demarcación o cuando estén todos disponibles puede seguir alternando esa posición como lateral.
Is that a way you see him playing, or can he alternate? He says, yeah, he could play as a right-back. Depends on the match, depends on the players that we've got injured. He says we've got some injuries still in defence. We'll see. He says depends in the moment, the situation, whether he plays right back, which he's played really well, or he can play in the middle. Yeah.
Buena tarde. Guillermo Raspariniestazo. Te quería preguntar, ¿cómo cambia el Barça cuando Busquets es el pivote?
This is how the Barça changed when Busquets is the defensive midfielder or when Frankie's the defensive midfielder. This is tactically and also the way the match is played out. This is what changes more is how the opposition plays. This is the other day, the free man was our defensive midfield, and we found him a lot. Frankie understood that a lot. He played a great match. And in a lot of moments, the defensive midfielder is marked. So we need to work with the defence to draw players away or cover players. Try and distribute the ball in the right moment, pressure, work to alleviate the pressure on the defensive midfielder or the defensive line, and for that, Bushi is a master. He knows how to recover the ball, he tackles a lot, it's great for the group, and he will continue to be important for the team as well as Frankie.
Hola Xavi, Juli Claramunt en directe al Twitch de Gigantes. A pilota parada, bueno, aquest any heu guanyat bastant alçada de jugadors. No sé si tens la sensació de que ho aprofiteu
al màxim. Do you not get the feeling that we're not making the most of it? And how can we play it more? We saw Marcos Alonso taking corners. How are you working on these situations to try and make the most of this option that you've got various players? He says we work on this before every match. Today we worked on it, both in attack and defence. We need to know we can defend well against the opposition. And make it difficult for them to score goals. But yeah, it's something we need to make the most of. It's something in defence we've improved a lot since I came here, and in attack, yeah, we're not making the most of it, and it's something we can working on, and yes, it's something we need to improve.
Hola Xavi, Dominik Piechota, kanał sportowy. Os esperan dos partidos
you've got
que su primera característica es intensidad. Y me interesa
two matches coming up at home where their characteristic is the intensity.
De ir a otra ronda en Champions, la Liga empieza a tener más importancia o
La Liga seems to be more important
titulares.
compared to the champions. He says, where do we see in the starting 11s? He says, no, there are no starting 11s or substitutions. They're Barça players, and we're focused on tomorrow. We're not thinking about what's coming. We can't think about it. Tomorrow we've got a very important match, 3 golden points for us, which need to stay here at home. And I'm currently focused on tomorrow. Once tomorrow's over, we'll think about Wednesday.
Hola Xavi, Ángel Álvarez de Alemania. Contra el Villarreal se vio una versión del equipo del Barça mucho más eficiente con balón, pero te quería preguntar si te sentiste conforme con el defensivo, con la defensa a campo abierto.
He says Villarreal, Barça were dominant of possession. He says, but do you think that you're in agreement with the work in defence? You see, I'm very happy with the defensive work. It was a difficult match because they matched us with their 2 forwards, and when they played directly, we had to press high, and that was a risk. And we like to take those risks. Sometimes we end up one-on-one at the back, and we need to win those duels. Marcus was sensational, duel as well. Frankie covered him. Jordi and Sergi at the back as well, really well. It was a great match for the defensive line. Villarreal had 1, 2, maybe 1.5 opportunities that were clear against, and it's their team that normally attack very well.
Hola Xavi, Sergi de Gran Via Ràdio. Et vull preguntar pel Franck Kessié, que és un jugador que...
I'm asking about Franck Kessié, who's not had a lot of spotlight. Does he not quite fit into the game style of the team, or is it the competition? It says it's the internal competition. He's got on really well. He's had moments. But in the end, the competition is what marks the difference of the teams. We've got a lot of teams in that position, which could be important, but he's training really well. I know it's difficult for him, but he's being a great professional, and I'm sure he'll get his minutes throughout the season. Thank you very much, and good afternoon.